Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the next video. So in this video I'm going to discuss about three questions which are asked in Capgemini hiring. So if you are basically trying for Capgemini company, and as you know that you will be having three rounds. The first one will be aptitude, and the second one will be like a technical interview, and third one will be the HR. So if you clear technical, if you clear this online test, or I can say aptitude test, then you are almost selected, because in technical they will not be asking any advanced concept, or they will not be giving some projects, and they will give some 2 or 3 days time and try to implement that one. So those kind of things will not be happening in Capgemini, because it's a huge MNC, and MNC companies normally ask basic questions. So this thing we know now. So what are the different types of reasoning or mathematics questions they will be asking? So the favorite topic of Capgemini is pattern questions, so that your logical thinking should be analyzed with the help of these questions, right? So I'm going to show you, these are the three questions which are really asked in previous examination. So please watch this video carefully, and if you like this, do like the video. All right, so now this is the question which says, identify the pattern in which the question grids are colored and following the same pattern color the given grid. So what you need to do is, you are given this much. Okay, so this is the sample which they have given. I'll color it in red. Okay, so this is the sample which they have given. That means they have 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, totally 6 samples they have given for our reference, and they are asking what should be the color of these four. 1 2 3 and 4, we need to color all these four boxes or blocks which are below this line. Okay, so what you can do is, these type of questions, basically how you can approach is, don't try to figure out what is the logic in this one, or mathematics. There is no mathematics involved here. Just I'll zoom in and try to show you the boxes here. Okay, see these boxes, they are written 7 6 9, and here it is written 4 1 4, and here it is written 6 6 6. So if you try to analyze something in terms of mathematics, then you will be frustrated, and you will spend all your time on this only one problem, because there is no logic involved here, guys. Okay, so only pattern logic is there, there is no mathematical logic. So first thing you need to understand this. Okay, so once you understand that no mathematical relation, then try to figure out with the help of this simple step. Just follow me. Okay, so what I will do, take this one. Okay, so try to figure out the numbers which are there inside this square. Okay, so 7 6 5. Okay, in first row what is there, 7 6 and 9 is there, 5 7 7 7 5. So overall I can say this contains 5 6, and another number, it contains 7, and another number 9. So these are the four numbers which are there in the first box, and it is colored in gray, which is very important, because we are trying to give color. Okay, so we are having 5 6 7 and 9. Okay, all right, so I'm not able to write there, I'll write here. Okay, 5 6 7 and 9 are the numbers which are there inside that box, and it is colored in gray. First thing first, after that I will try to find out the numbers inside this one. So 1 4 and 3, 1 4 and 3 are the boxes, are the numbers which are there inside this box, and it is colored green below that box. All right, next go to the third box, and here you can see the numbers are 6 is there, 7 is there, and 5 is also there. 5 6 7 8 and 9. Okay, so and 9. So these are the five numbers which are there inside this last box. So similarly, if you come for these boxes, here you can see 0, then 1, then 3, and 2 is also there. Okay, so up to 4 here we are having numbers 0, 1 2 3 4. Okay, and similarly if I write for this one, okay, so I'll write here. So we can see that it is having 5 6. Just I'm writing that, so it is taking much time. Don't worry about time, we will cover up. So 5 6 and 8 are the numbers, it is colored in gray. And last one, we are having 1 2 3 and 4, it is colored in green. So from this analysis, you can figure out that the color gray is assigned to that box which is having numbers only ranging up to maximum 4. So you can see it is colored in green because the numbers are ranging from 1 to 4. It is colored in green because the numbers are ranging from 1 to 4. So this one, and it is colored in green because the numbers are ranging from 1 to 4. So that's the pattern which you should take in mind, guys. And these are colored in gray. This is colored in gray because number is ranging from again 5 to 9. Here also 5 to 9, and here also 5 to 9. So from this analysis, what I should tell is that, so green color for which boxes I have to give. So 1 to 3. So for first one, you see 2 is there, 3 is there, and 4 is there. So I should color it in green, and that is also on the downside. So I am trying to color it on the screen itself. So you can see roughly I am coloring. So I have colored now first box. Go to the second. It is also containing the numbers which are there between 0 and 4. So that's why I will color it in green. So I know it's not perfectly green, but that's okay, adjust. And after that, these two are gray. So I don't know I will get gray color or not. I'm not getting gray here, guys. I will color it in red itself. Okay, so assume that it's a gray. So you have to color gray for these two boxes because they are having numbers 5 to 9. So on upper hand you have to color. So I'm coloring instead of gray because I don't have that color. I'm coloring it with a red color here. So like this you have to gray. So this is the complete solution for this problem, guys. It depends on the numbers which are there inside the particular square. So this is how you can approach these kind of problems. Okay, this is for first problem. Now go to the second problem, and it's very easy, guys. Just see the problem once. Find the missing part. What they are asking is try to find out the missing part which is present over here. So this is the missing part, and it is having these options: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So out of these five, which one will be suitable for this question mark? So it's very easy, guys. Just do one thing. So just number these as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the four columns which are present. In first column, how many occupied positions are there? This is occupied and this is empty. This is empty, this is empty, and this is empty. So in first row, there is only one occupied position, and in second column there is only one occupied position. So we don't know about this one, but we'll just assume that one only one occupied position will be there. For third one, we'll check now. For third one, see, only one occupied position is there. For fourth one, only one occupied position. So by following this rule, we can say that for second column already one position has been occupied, and in these four options, first four options, there is one occupied position, at least one occupied position. So I can't use any of these things because it will break the similarity here. So that's why I should go with fifth option, which will be sitting over here, something like this, making that similarity continued. Okay, so that similarity will be retained in the structure. So fifth option will be the right answer for this one. Okay, so now let's move to the last question of our discussion. So after this we will discuss the verbal questions as well. So it will be having verbal part as well, guys. So if you now not seen that video, then you can check in the description, or else in the I button you will be getting a link. So just click on that one, and there I have discussed all the verbal questions related to Capgemini recruitment. So these are the really real questions which are asked in the drives, guys. So please don't miss this one. Alright, guys, so this is very interesting and kind of confusing question which not everyone solves in the examination because it takes some time. Okay, so just watch it carefully, guys. Okay, so pay attention here. Alright, so what is the question? This is actually for our reference, and this is question, and these are the options. So here explicitly they will not explain which operator is needed, just they will give something like this only. Then this part is for our reference, this is question, and these are the options. So this is completely one question, guys. Okay, so like this you have to divide the question. Alright, so see, here they have given some operators. Okay, so you can see over here they have given some operators like plus, circle, triangle, and rhombus. So what is something like you are having one funnel, okay, and it is connected to a pipe, and here you are getting the output. So what you are doing, you are giving input plus, circle, triangle and rhombus. So all these things are given as a input in this funnel. Randomly you are pouring these four symbols. After that there is a logic. What is that logic? It is 2, 3, 4 and 1. So this is the logic which is applied on these symbols, and after that we are getting this output. Okay, so something like this, there is one concept. Okay, so what you can do is just number these things: 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what you are doing, you are numbering these symbols. 1 corresponds to plus, 2 corresponds to circle, 3 corresponds to triangle and 4 corresponds to rhombus here. So after passing through this logic or encoder, you are getting like this. So what logic you are getting? So 2 corresponds to what? Circle. So circle corresponds to 2, triangle corresponds to 3, rhombus corresponds to 4, plus corresponds to 1. So whatever logic you are writing over here, according to that we are getting the symbols. That means when I pass these symbols through this logic, then 2 will be displayed first, after that 3 will be displayed, then 4 will be displayed and 1 will be displayed. So accordingly I am getting the symbols. Okay, that's fine, pretty well. Next thing, see, you just observe these things once. Okay, I will now again, there is another logic: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Name it in this form itself. Now after passing through the funnel or taking through, it's like taking out of a pipe or randomly picking from the box. Okay, anything you can imagine. So I am getting in the form 4, 3, 1, 2. So 4 means what? Rhombus is 4 here, then 3, then 1, then 2. So like this I am getting. So after that the third is also same: 1, 2, 3, 4. I am naming. After 3, 2, 4, 1 it is passed. I am getting like this because it's 3, it's 2, it's 4 and it's 1. So now I understood that after passing through this encoder, the symbol will be arranged in the form of this logic. So this is the logic which is actually making a difference. Now what is the problem? So this is problem, guys. Okay, so you are taking the symbol similarly. Now I am solving the actual question. So I have seen the similarity. Now I will solve this one. So I will name this one as 1, 2, 3, 4 again. After passing through 4, 3, 1, 2, what I should get now? So after passing through 4, 3, 1, 2, I will be getting this 4, 3, 1, 2 as the output. So I will write that one here so that I can make you understand clearly. So 4 corresponds to rhombus here. So I will try to draw a rhombus, and 3 corresponds to triangle. Assume this is a triangle, guys. I'm not good at painting. Sorry, drawing. And after that 1, it's a plus sign, and after that circle I'm getting. Now it's the interesting part. So I'm now I know the output, but I need to find the logic. Okay, so what logic I need to find is, after passing through what logic I will be getting this sequence. So it's very easy, guys, because we know that what logic we will be applying here, that will be the output over here. So I will write this one here: plus symbol I'm having triangle here, I'm having circle here, I'm having rhombus over here. Okay, so rhombus over here. Now what you should do is, you shouldn't use this old you should not use these things, guys, because they are already passed and these are the output. Now I should again name these things. So I will name it as 1, I will name it as 2, I will name it as 3 and I will name it as 4. Now I will try to find out the logic. So now okay, so in different color I will write. So plus corresponds to 3 here, triangle corresponds to 2 here, 0 corresponds to 4 here, and rhombus corresponds to 1. So make sure that you won't use the last output. So many students will use the last output because they think that 4, 3, 1, 2 we have got, and I will use that one to decode this one. If I use that one, then plus will be corresponding to 1 here. See here, plus is corresponding to 1, triangle is corresponding to 3, and circle is corresponding to 2, and rhombus is corresponding to 4 here. So that will be totally wrong. So don't use the old logic. Once you get these 4, 3, 1, 2 out over here, then just okay, so just draw these things and again name them as 1, 2, 3, 4, because for each and every step we are naming. So that's why make sure that you name them again 1, 2, 3, 4. After that apply this logic. So whatever you are getting, just name them. So plus is there, that means its output how much? 3. Triangle is there, output is 2. Circle is there, output is 4, and rhombus is there, output is 1. So that's why required sequence will be 3 to 4, 1. So I can say that this option, that is 3241, is the correct answer. So this is a 3241 correct answer for this one. So if you won't understand this at the first instance, please watch this video or rewind this video and try to figure it out, guys, because I explained clearly as simply as possible. Okay, so please try to understand this one. Alright, so with that said, I'll just stop the session here itself, guys. So these are the kind of questions which you will be facing in the Capgemini interview for sure. So thanks a lot for watching this video. If it was helpful, please subscribe the channel and like the video. See you in the next one.